When I was approached with the opportunity of being the Man of the Year for Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, I jumped on that because really have a goal of a world without cancer, a world where the treatments aren't more harsh than death, where families are kept together, grandparents aren't lost, parents still get to raise their kids, and kids absolutely never know that ultimate battle. So being a part of what they're doing is amazing, and being nominated by Ansley was a pleasure.
My name is Ansley Watson, and I joined the leadership team for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society about 3 years ago. Logan has a big reach, whether that's family, that's friends, that's just strangers in the community. He can reach people, and I know that Logan can share this message of LLS and what it can do for this community.
When somebody's going through their cancer journey, there's a lot of things that come into play that you don't necessarily think of until you're living it, whether that's the expenses of going and having to travel for treatments, the missing work, a lot of expenses that kind of show up. So LLS helps with a lot of those expenses, as well as does a lot of funding of research, which is, you know, one of my major passions.
So I think what a lot of people don't understand is blood cancer affects a lot more people than we realize. We hear about all sorts of different cancers, but blood cancer is huge, and especially in children, and I don't think a lot of people realize that. And so it's something that maybe sneaks up on you, or if you're diagnosed, nobody really knows much about it. And so it's really important that we get that word out there.
Being a small business owner, very much involved with the community and things that go on. And so how we want to promote the awareness with LLS is by supporting other small businesses and bringing together the community in a way that we're fundraising by helping other people. Instead of just asking for donations, I really wanted to have something to be able to give. Some additional ways that we want to be proactive in this 10-week campaign are hosting a few blood drives. And so saw firsthand the effect it had on Lander when he had to receive a blood transfusion and the benefit that gave him. So we definitely want to support that. Blood drives is a big deal. So we'll be hosting one at the beginning of the campaign in March and then follow up in May. That way it's an 8-week period that you can donate twice if you want to. Another way is dinners. Since we're partnered with the Southern Standard, Josh is going to do a crawfish boil, and we're really excited about that. So we'll try to do some banquets and other things that will bring people together to give an experience that you can also raise money and awareness for LLS.
I nominated Logan to be a candidate for Man and Woman of the Year because he has passion, and he is dedicated, and he is hardworking. I mean, I don't think he meets a stranger, and you meet him once and you just know that he sees you. He sees you as a person. He wants to know you, and he wants to help you, and that's truly who Logan is. And he's no stranger to how a disease impacts his family. He knows the hurt, and he knows how to help people through that.
A future without cancer for me is cancer without a lot of pain. It's without a lot of loss and heartache. There's so many battle fronts, so to speak, with cancer, and while cancer has been the most difficult journey I've ever experienced in my entire life, but so many good things came out of it. We learned so much. We've been able to help more people and connect with more people than we ever could have if we hadn't had the hardship and difficulty. So while I want to rid the world of cancer, it has given us a mission and drive, and so a world without cancer is just going to be so much more enjoyable. What do small businesses, t-shirts, and cancer have to do with each other? Go down the road to Conway, Arkansas, and visit with some friends.
My name is Ryan Ritchie, and I am one of the owners of Rock City Outfitters. And here we're at our print shop and retail store in Conway, Arkansas. So our specialty is we, of course, focus on Arkansas. Anything inspired by, some of the fun and quirky communities around the state, some of the older businesses, kind of the nostalgia of some of the older places in the state of Arkansas. Being a small business owner, of course, there's tons of struggles. A lot of us having to wear many different hats, but it's a blast being involved in the communities and being able to talk with all the individuals of those communities one-on-one and kind of see, what they enjoy about their town. I think all the shop local movement is really strong right now, and I think people really like shopping from, the businesses in their communities, and they understand how by supporting those small businesses, it helps out the whole town and everyone as a whole.
All right, Ryan, driving down into Old Conway to your shop. Really excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, man, thanks for coming in.
Absolutely. So to hit on the main reason we're here, shirts.
Yes.
Shirts, we got them. So you have been making our shirts for a few years now.
Right.
And for a lot of people, they don't realize that it's a huge fundraising opportunity for us. This is how we raise money for the Larry McGee Foundation. Is all merchandise that we sell
Great.
goes towards that. But the other benefit is we're buying from somebody local.
That's right. Yeah.
Huh?
I love to get that text message from you saying, we need more shirts. So.
Yes, it's one of my favorites. So you've done a great job. I want to definitely thank you for that.
Well, of course. Thanks for the business.
Yeah, absolutely. So with Arkansas, we both grew up in Arkansas. We actually grew up in towns neighboring each other.
Right.
You Atkins, you Russellville.
That's right.
So what's it like growing up in Arkansas?
I think just the pride of the state. I mean, you see that all over. I mean, there's a lot of t-shirt companies in other states, but I don't think they have, benefit kind of like we do just because people are so proud to say they're from the state. So.
Well, it's an awesome state.
That's right.
Honestly, I would like to keep that a secret so it keeps more people from moving in that don't fully appreciate it. So,
that's right. Yep.
But looking around the shop, it's Arkansas all over. Mm-hmm. That pride, a lot of people like these shirts too, don't they?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We, of course, everything's about Arkansas, but sometimes we like to focus on some of the other towns throughout the state.
Yeah. Another project that we're going to work on together is the Man of the Year LLS campaign.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. So we are making a yellow shirt that is going to be for childhood cancer awareness.
Right.
We've got the International Harvester logo kind of in the middle, and then my name over our hometown, Pope County.
Right.
And so a lot of symbolism in the shirt, but it's going to create awareness for cancer. It's going to create research funding to overcoming it. I think we all have a cancer story, right?
Oh,
in
for
one
sure.
way or another. I'm not special in that my grandpa and son, but we can come together and learn and figure out how to do it. And so with this, I am really excited to be able to use a local business as a way to work together, and it's a multiplier effect, really, that we get to benefit more things. A great cause, a great foundation with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, Rock City Outfitters, me and McGee just coming together. Is there anything about cancer that has affected you specifically?
Oh yeah, and like you said, everybody has been touched in some way. So of course my wife and her family, they had some pretty, serious bouts with it, and so of course it means a lot to us to be able to be involved in this whole process and being able to help any way we can.
Yeah, there's just so many different layers of local and community and strength, and so definitely really excited to be partners with y'all.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you.
I've had a lot of fun looking at all the different unique designs, everything from the state of Arkansas, which I'm super proud, and even the Old Southwest Conference. Gonna take a lot of shirts back to my friends and family. Check out Rock City Outfitters. One of the things that I got so excited about with working with LLS and the Man of the Year campaign was that a lot of the money goes towards research. Research is something I do every single day in learning about cancer. Lander's cancer-free as of right now, but a lot of the treatments and stuff can lead to problems down the road, so we want to stay on top of that. And with all the research, the microbiome is one area that comes up all the time. We recently visited with Tina Anderson, CEO and founder of Just Thrive and the amazing probiotics. I came across a lot of PubMed type studies that said the effectiveness, the efficacy of a lot of chemotherapies was directed, and immunotherapies, impacted by the microbiome. So the bacteria. If we had a good bacteria, it could be successful. If not, it might not. So it was really opened my eyes up to the microbiome. What I found with y'all, I instantly bought y'all's, by the way, and he got it the duration of chemo and still gets it to this day. But we don't get that bacteria now that you have in there. So what can you tell us, what is different about your probiotic, and where, 1,000 years ago we got this naturally, and just kind of elaborate on that and why it's important?
Yeah, that's really one of the biggest things we have to understand first, is that we are attacking our microbiome on a daily basis, and yet it's responsible for every aspect of our overall health. We said immune system, of course. Then we talk about when you're talking about your, people think of gas and bloating and diarrhea, constipation as like, oh, I have a gastrointestinal disturbance. You're right. That is something why you would need a probiotic, or why you'd need to support your gut bacteria. But they're not thinking about, I have anxiety or depression, or I'm feeling down, or I'm having trouble losing weight, or I'm having trouble gaining weight, or I have cancer, diabetes, or heart disease. Every one of these conditions, they are always linked to an imbalance in our gut microbiome. And that's a really hard concept for people to understand. Skin issues, people have a skin problem. And I'm like, oh, well, you need to be supporting your gut microbiome. And they're like, what does my skin have to do with my gut microbiome? Or what does my mood have to do with my gut microbiome? It has everything to do with
everything.
So in terms of pathogenic bacteria, it's going to actually produce a form of antibiotic to actually help kill off pathogenic bacteria. It's going to, when it sees good bacteria that needs to be kind of brought back to life, it goes and helps them. It's like the garden. Actually, let me just do that. The best way to explain it is if you would compare it to a garden, and you've got this garden that's been stepped on and trampled on, and there's weeds growing all over that garden. These go in, we're like the gardener. These strains are the gardener of the gut. They go in, they attach to the soil. So they're going to attach to the intestinal cell wall of your intestine. The gardener's going to go in and get rid of the weeds in the garden. So it's going to get rid of the pathogenic bacteria. Not all of it. It's going to kind of just rebalance it. And then it's going to go in and take those plants that have been stepped on and trampled on and help bring them back to life. And it's going to create this whole lush garden in your gut. So that's the best analogy I could use for it. The other is like if there's an overgrowth of yeast, like Candida, it's kind of like elbowing out the other bacteria, or the overgrowth of the Candida. Candida is a natural part of our gut flora. We don't want to get rid of it entirely, but we do want to get rid of the overgrowth of it. So the best way too is to understand is like these strains are not going in like blasting out things, they're not like a antimicrobial where they're going out and blasting. They're rebalancing your gut to make it more, balanced and more healthy, environment. So it's doing great things for all of those things. I really appreciate the opportunity. I really appreciate people like you that have those big audacious goals to make a difference in the world, and you're going to do it. And I mean, you're already doing it. So great job. Thank you. And lots of prayers to your son, to your whole family, and good for you for making good out of it.
Thank you. I appreciate you, and hope to visit with you again soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Logan.